everybody, so we're back talking some more Ahsoka on the channel. Episode 8, we finally reached the finale of the season, and what a journey this season has been. In general, I would say this has been a pretty great season of television, so I was pretty amped up for the finale. I couldn't wait to see what exactly transpired, to see what plans Thrawn is crafting up while Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra finally reunite. Which is a big fan of Star Wars Rebels, that really made me happy. Now, for me personally, I felt like for the most part the finale stuck the landing. There were a couple things I had some gripes with that we'll get into as we discuss further in the episode, but I'd love to know your thoughts down below. How did you feel about the finale? Right from the opening of the finale, I knew we were in store for some pretty awesome stuff while Thrawn is unloading the cargo as he's trying to make his escape. Which was cool and all, but the other cool element was Morgan Elsbeth, I guess, fully transitioning now into a Night Sister. And getting the Blade of Talzin on top of that, which is just another great reference to the Clone Wars era. One major thing that I was stoked for going into the finale was the fact that Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra finally are all together. And those interactions did not disappoint as a longtime fan of Star Wars Rebels. Considering the fact that Ezra let Sabine keep his old lightsaber while fighting everyone in the penultimate episode, I figured we might get a new lightsaber, but I didn't think we were going to get one this week. He just straight up builds a new lightsaber with the help of Hu Yang. I'm not entirely sure where he got a kyber crystal from. I guess Ahsoka had one. Maybe it's not something I'm supposed to be thinking about, but still, either way, the lightsaber looks phenomenal. It got me a little bit emotional as they brought up Kanan, and also this new lightsaber that Ezra built has a hilt that looks just like Kanan Jarrus's. Star Wars being Star Wars, that's just going to be another thing that I'm going to be wanting to have merch of, Ezra's new lightsaber. Not that I was surprised by this or anything, but I was glad that Ahsoka seemed to be very proud of Sabine, regardless of the fact that her plans weren't necessarily the best ideas. A lot of the ideas in this episode are kind of questionable. I mean, the fact they kamikaze the ship into TIE fighters, leading them to have to ride those wolf dog things to get back to Thrawn before he tries to escape. That sequence was just pure madness. All of these blasts raining down around them from the Star Destroyer, and none of the blasts hit them at all. This did lead, though, to my favorite sequence of the entire episode, and that is when Sabine, Ahsoka, and Ezra all are using their lightsabers to fight off tons of Thrawn's Death Troopers. Because not only is that sequence just awesome, but it is fitting with the month of October and Halloween, since this sequence takes a dark turn into horror movieville when the Night Sisters raise up all of these troopers from the dead. So we've got a bunch of zombie stormtroopers for them to fight off with glowing green eyes. It honestly is kind of surreal that they have decided to make these Death Troopers canon to the live-action Star Wars. They look creepy, especially when one's fighting off Sabine later on. As if it couldn't get any more awesome, though, we get the rematch that we've all been waiting for since they had their first battle in The Mandalorian. Ahsoka versus Morgan Elsbeth. Now she is powered by the Night Sisters. She has the Blade of Talzin. Their entire battle, I was on the edge of my seat considering the fact that Morgan Elsbeth is so much more powerful now. She even breaks one of Ahsoka's lightsabers, so now she only has one. And there's the part with Sabine that I'm sure is going to be kind of controversial among Star Wars fans, because even though I'm mostly okay with it, I was a little bit torn at the beginning, and that is the whole stuff involving Sabine being Force sensitive, because finally she actually uses the Force to get her lightsaber back to kill one of the Death Troopers. Not that I feel too bad for Morgan Elsbeth, but it is a shame that she got killed in such a way, very clearly used as a pawn by Thrawn, so he's able to escape, because the entire episode he is just having them stall for time while he's making his escape. And around this point in the episode, I was starting to wonder, where in the hell is Baylan and Shin? Because they are just not in this final exchange whatsoever. We do get an answer later on, but what the hell? I figured we were going to get to have some involvement with in some shape or form. What a conclusion to the finale. I love Thrawn as a character, but that is just cold. The fact that he called in to Ahsoka to gloat before he just blasts off and just leaves them all behind. I guess necessarily you could say that Thrawn won, because inevitably in the end of the episode, he did escape back to our original galaxy. Sabine and Ahsoka are now stuck on this planet. At least Ezra gets to have a little bit of a happy ending. He gets to reunite with Hera very briefly. And then we do see Shin and Baylan extremely briefly. Shin looks like she's about to kill the rebels. And then Baylan's stuff is a little bit more interesting, because it looks like he's stumbling upon the Mortis gods, at least statues of them. Not necessarily sure where that's going to lead, given the fact that Ray Stevenson passed away, but hopefully we get to explore this character a little bit more in some shape or form, just because Ray Stevenson was so fantastic as this character. It would be a shame if we set up all this stuff for his character and we just don't get any payoff to it. Overall, a pretty awesome episode. Another exciting thing is we got to have one more appearance of Anakin now as a Force ghost watching over Ahsoka and Sabine. Also, that's another thing that I'm not entirely sure if that means anything, there's any significance to it, but there's definitely going to have to be a season 2 or something here. I mean, there's so much stuff still left hanging in the balance to follow up on. You have Thrawn in the galaxy once again, he's back, and all these characters are in various different places. And I've heard my thoughts on the Ahsoka finale. Make sure you share your thoughts down below. What did you think of this last episode? Did you like the finale? Did you not like the finale? Share your theories and thoughts down below on where you think we're going to go after this episode, whether it be an Ahsoka season 2 or another spinoff. Share all those thoughts down below in the comment section, because part of the fun is have that conversation with you guys in the comment section down below. And thank you guys, as always, for checking out videos. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you like on the video and also subscribe to the channel, something reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. For next time, I'll see you guys later.